Hi, class. So for this activity, we're obviously in Unit 2, Week 2, and we're on this self-directed assignment, which is Lesson 5 for the unit Declaration of Independence. So that's where you'll go. And when you see this, you'll have a video at the top, which you're watching right now. But there's kind of two parts to this assignment. There's the documents themselves on the Declaration of Independence, and then there's a Flipgrid assignment, which you do at the end. That's like the wrap up to it. So first you want to go in here and you'll download this PDF file, and you can see the rubric here, how I'm grading you on this. But this is what the PDF file looks like. There's a few parts to it. First, you have two historians kind of with different takes, different ideas on why the founders, the founding fathers, whatever you want to call them, wrote the Declaration of Independence. And that's our historical question for this activity. So you'll read their takes on it, and then you've got this graphic organizer here, and you should be able to type right in here and save your PDF to your computer. If you can't, you can either use the paper copy I gave you in class or just write down your answers on notebook paper and take a picture of it. Okay, so you'll record their claim and the evidence that they use to support their claim. And then you'll read the actual part of the Declaration of Independence, which is the preamble or the introduction, kind of. These are the famous words, right? We hold these truths to be self-evident. So you'll read that. You've got the vocab defined below here, and then you rewrite the preamble. You rewrite these two paragraphs in your own words, and you can be brief, like maybe one short paragraph instead of two bigger ones. Page 4 is just a modified version of page 3. So you do not have to also do page 4. It's the same thing. It's just like a little simplified. So then you'll go on to page 5, to the final page. And most of the Declaration of Independence, if you look at the actual document, is grievances, which means complaints against the king and against the British in general. So you have a list of these grievances, not all of them, but most of the grievances here in a list. And for each one, you either write O, and that means that it's only something that the rich and powerful would care about. Or you write A, which means that this grievance in particular, like pick one, is something that all colonists would probably care about. So O for only the rich and powerful, A for all colonists. And then you've got these two questions here where you have to summarize. One thing I want to point out when you're on this part, pay particular attention to these last two grievances. They relate to a lot of the things we've talked about so far in this class, and I want you to think really critically about why those grievances were included and what they mean. After you're done with this, you will wrap up this assignment, this lesson, by going to the Flipgrid assignment. So you'll sign in, sign in here with Google and follow the directions right here. So you're basically just answering the central question. And that's it. You'll record your response, answer the central question, and that's it. Reach out on Remind if you have questions.